But we as a continent have now defined ourselves.
Hello and welcome to TOS TV, your digital first Pan-African network. I am Nkamiang John and you are watching the TOS News track. The Sultan of Sokoto, Alhaji Muhammadu Saada Abubakar III, at a meeting in Abuja, Nigeria's capital city, with the Meiti Allah Cattle Breeders Association, MACBAN, at the weekend, revealed that 8 out of 10 kidnappers arrested in Nigeria are Fulanis, but he admitted that not all Fulanis are criminals. Abubakar said those Fulanis who engage in one form of criminal or another are foreigners, saying it is not proper to refer to any tribe by the crime perpetrated by individuals. The Sultan said all hands must be on deck to bring an end to the problem, adding that he and others were going to approach President Muhammadu Buhari to talk to the West African neighbors where they have Fulanis like Senegal, Niger Republic, Guinea and Mali to help the country, because of most of these bandits cross the neighboring countries to conduct their criminal acts and run back. Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari revalidated his membership status of the All Progressive Congress (APC) at his Sarkin Yara polling unit in Daura, Katsina State. He was accompanied by some APC governors, the Senate President Ahmed Lawan, and the party national leaders. President Buhari had on Friday left Abuja, Nigeria's capital city, for Daura, his hometown, at the start of a 4-day official visit. During his stay in Daura, President Buhari participated in the APC membership registration and validation exercise and is expected to have other engagements. In a related development, President Buhari on Saturday said his administration does not have money to share, as he spoke to leaders of the All Progressive Congress (APC) in Daura, Katsina State, northern Nigeria. Now, President Buhari called for more participation and ownership of the party at grassroots by adopting bottom-up processes of registration and revalidation at ward, local governments, state and federal levels, including the Federal Capital Territory. The president said elites in the country should be more reflective and fair in their assessment of his administration, noting that the strides recorded should be appreciated. Staying with Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari, he has assured Nigerians of full implementation of the 2021 budget, promising transparency and openness in meeting targets, while appreciating the National Assembly for the effective and detailed attention paid before and during the passage of the 2021 budget. Now, speaking to newsmen in Daura after the registration and revalidation exercise of the All Progressive Congress, the president said the budget aptly captured some of the visions of his administration. All efforts will be poured in to ensure effective implementation. President Buhari said the administration had given more attention to agriculture in order to diversify and strengthen the country's economy. You are watching TOS TV News Track on your digital first Pan-African network, TOS TV network. Still ahead, international stories to stay with us. Thanks for staying with us and going straight to developments on the international scene, where former Prime Minister of the Central African Republic, Martin Ziguele, has revealed that the situation in Bangui, the country's capital, is apocalyptic as rebels encircle the city. Zinguele said there was daily fighting across the country and that he couldn't leave Bangui without an armed escort. Rebel forces now surrounding Bangui dispute the validity of President Faustin Taudara's re-election in December and want to see him ousted. The city is being defended by government forces backed by UN, Russian, and Rwandan troops. A state of emergency was declared earlier this month. The UN says more than 200,000 people have fled their homes since the conflict erupted last month. Rebel forces now control 2/3 of the country. Ziguele welcomed a UN request for more peacekeeping troops, but said talks between all parties were urgently needed. At least 12,000 peacekeepers are already on ground in the Central African Republic. Now, participants at Libya's United Nations-sponsored peace talks have approved a list of candidates seeking to lead a transitional government that will prepare the North African state for a national election at the end of 2021, according to the United Nations. Now, the transitional government will oversee preparations for the vote that aims to end a decade of chaos and conflict that has left Libya split down the middle and hammered its vital oil exports, on which the country's economy depends. Now, the 75 participants at the talk in Switzerland, ranging from regional and tribal figures to representatives of political factions, will vote next week to pick a 3-person presidential council and a prime minister. They will pick from 24 candidates for the 3 presidential council posts, while 21 people are vying for the post of prime minister, according to the UN list released on Saturday. While UN-backed talks have progressed, many Libyans fear competition for posts that could trigger fresh fighting, unraveling a ceasefire that has largely held since October of 2020. Now, participants at the UN talks agree a formula for voting on the candidates for the transitional government this month. Iran's foreign ministry on Saturday rejected any new negotiation or changes to the participants of Tehran's nuclear deal with world powers after French President Emmanuel Macron said any new talks should include Saudi Arabia. Now, Iranian Foreign Ministry spokesman Saeed Al-Zabaid was quoted by state media saying that the nuclear accord is multilateral international agreement ratified by the United Nations Security Council, Resolution 2231, which is non-negotiable, and parties to it are clear and unchangeable. Going to India, where it has suspended mobile internet service in 3 areas around the capital Delhi, where farmers are staging a hunger strike protesting new agricultural laws. The government said the shutdown will continue until Sunday night to maintain public safety. Tens of thousands of protesting farmers have been camped out on Delhi's outskirts for more than a month. Talks between unions and the government have failed to break the deadlock. On Saturday, the Interior Ministry said mobile internet services had been suspended in districts where the farmers gathered until 2300 hours on Sunday. Well, farmers leaders said Saturday one-day hunger strike had been timed to coincide with the anniversary of the death of independence leader Mahatma Gandhi. Now, protesters themselves reacted angrily to the internet shutdown. Reuters reported the government action comes amid rising tension as the locations where farmers are based. Still from Asia, Hong Kong residents can apply from Sunday for a new visa offering them an opportunity to become British citizens after Beijing's imposition of a national security law in the Asian financial hub last year. Now, the move comes as China and Hong Kong have said they will no longer recognize the British National Overseas (BNO) passport as a valid travel document from Sunday of January 31st. Now, Britain and China have been arguing for months about what London and Washington say is an attempt to silence dissent in Hong Kong after pro-democracy protests in 2019 and 2020. Britain says it is fulfilling a historic and moral commitment to Hong Kong people after Beijing imposed a security law on the semi-autonomous city that Britain says breaches the terms of agreement under which the colony was handed back to China in 1997. The UK government forecasts the new visa could attract more than 300,000 people and their dependents to Britain. Beijing said it would make them second-class citizens. The scheme, which was first announced last year, allows those with BNO status to live, study, and work in Britain for 5 years and eventually apply for citizenship. China says the West's views on its action over Hong Kong are clouded by misinformation and an imperial handover. The World Health Organization has criticized the European Union's announcement of export controls on vaccines produced within its bloc, saying such measures risk prolonging the pandemic. The EU introduced the measure amid a row with vaccine manufacturers over delivery shortfalls, but the WHO Vice Head, Maringela Simao, says it was a very worrisome trend. Earlier, WHO Chief Dr. Tenderos Aldanon said vaccine nationalism could lead to a protracted recovery. Speaking at the Davos Agenda, a virtual version of the global summit, he said vaccine hoarding would keep the pandemic burning and slow global economic recovery, in addition to being a catastrophic moral failure that could further widen global inequality. You are watching TOS TV News Track on your digital-first Pan-African network, TOS TV Network. Up next, business and sports. Do stay with us. It's still TOS News Track, and it's time to give you some business update where the Southeast National Economic Council (NEC) Implementation Committee is impressed with the level of ongoing projects at the Enyimba Automated Shoe Factory, Aba, Southeast Nigeria. The Southeast National Economic Council team, led by Honorable Mark Okoye, made this remark during a tour of the factory with a view to seeing the extent of production the factory is going with, as well as monitor the execution of the National Economic Council decision in terms of project implementation and ensure that the states are in line with the 71 NEC resolutions. Now, the delegation was welcomed by the Public Relations Officer of the Enyimba Automated Shoe Factory, Ikenna Charles George Esiaba, who took them around the factory to show them the level of work put in place to ensure quality and durable shoes are produced. They were delighted to see some of the 30 persons sent to explore the Federal Republic of China in a bid to seek advanced knowledge on shoe production, courtesy of Governor Ikpeazu-led administration. The team was elated to know that the last order of shoes had been delivered to the Nigerian Railway Corporation (NRC), as they were made to understand that the factory is capable of producing 5,000 pairs of shoes daily at full capacity and is ready to produce for the Nigerian military, paramilitary, safety boots, school shoes, male and female casual shoes, amongst others. Okoye, who is also the Anambra State Commissioner for Budget and Planning, commended Governor Okeze Victor Ikpeazu for his achievement in the state, especially in the establishment of the shoe factory. He, however, assured that he would give detailed reports back to the office. The price of locally made rice have trickled down across major markets on the back of sustained reduction in the price of foreign-made rice, as other major food items such as tomatoes, onions, pepper, and potatoes record further decline in price. Now, according to the report by Nairalicks Research, a 50-kilogram bag of Mama's Pride rice, locally produced rice, now sells for an average of 22,875 naira, representing a 3.7 decline in price, while a 50 kg of Royal Stallion rice now sells at an average price of 24,250 naira. The reduction in the price of local rice has been attributed contributed to the decline in the price of foreign rice, owing to the reopening of land borders across the country. Due to the influx of foreign rice into the country, locally made rice are forced to drive their prices down so as to remain competitive in the market. Some brands of local rice now sell for as low as 18,000 naira, with some brands of local made rice and foreign rice are now sold for relatively the same price depending on the quality of the product. It could affect the sales of local made rice in the country. Now, the non-performing loans ratio for Nigerian banks worsened in the year 2020, blowing past the regulatory limits of 5% to close at 6% at the end of December of 2020. Now, this, according to the information contained in the Central Bank's Monetary Policy Communique read out by the CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele. Non-performing ratio referred to the percentage of bank loans that are bad as against the total loans banks in Nigeria have issued, represented in their balance sheet. Now, the CBN explained that bank NPLs rose to 6.01% at the end of the year, 20% higher than the regulatory allowed 5% allowed by the Apex Bank. Now, the rise in banks' non-performing loans ratio is mostly due to the weakening economy in 2020, triggered by the economic lockdown introduced to curb the spread of COVID-19. Now, with the economy shut down for the most parts of the year, businesses in the country recorded little to zero sales, affecting their ability to service their loans as and when due. Nigeria's NPL ratio of 6% could have been worse than it currently is, where it's not, if not for the regulatory forbearance granted by the central bank due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Without the forbearance, the non-performance ratio of the banks could have been worse than 6%. The regulatory forbearance given to the banks by the CBN will likely boost bank profits when they release their 2020 results in coming weeks. Well, away from business and now to sports, where the Nigerian Basketball Federation (NBBF) has invited 16 players to Atlanta for a 10-day training camp as part of preparations to for the 2020 Olympic Games in Tokyo. Now, the team training camp, to be held at Fairfield Inn and Suites, Atlanta, will start on Sunday, January 31st and end on Monday, February 8th. The list is headlined by center Elizabeth Williams, who plays for Atlanta Dreams in the WNBA, and 26th overall draft pick Erica Oguwumike, Minnesota Lynx, who are part of the 5 new faces joining the team. Nicole Enabosi will have another chance to be a part of the team after missing out of the 2018 FIBA World Cup in Spain due to injury she suffered while with the team. Forward Amy Okonkwo with club Deportivo Zamarat in Spain has also been invited. Most valuable player, MVP of the 2020 Afrobasket, Ezinne Kalu, who plays for Lazunder BB, makes a return to the team. Team captain Adora Elonu Uniginona CB will lead the Spanish Legion. And that's TOS News Track on your digital first Pan-African network. For more updates, do visit our website, www.tostvnetwork.com. Do follow and like TOS TV Network on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And of course, remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Do not forget that TOS TV also exists on TSTV as channel 138. Do stay with us for more programming on TOS TV Network. I am Nkamian John. Bye for now.